Hi everybody. I know y'all didn't think I was going to let St. Patrick's Day pass me by without making at least something, maybe two things. We'll see how next week goes. I am making a giant shamrock. You're going to need 3 of the heart wreath forms for Valentine's Day, 2 of these gold garlands, and 4 of the green garlands. You might want to get 5 just because these aren't always the same size, which I find out later on, but you know. I'm going to take all of the garlands and start twisting them on themselves because they're really thin to begin with. So I'm just going every couple of inches, maybe every inch, and just giving it 2 twists, just like you would like a twist tie for bread or something. And all this is doing is making it a little thicker. I'm telling y'all, I am right here only for the grace of God. My head is killing me. My stomach hurts. I'm drinking miso soup out of a snowman mug. Pray for me. Send me money. Okay. So, the green's gonna go on the outside, but we're actually gonna start on the inside. And each heart takes about 2 to go on the green. It's like 1.5, but they're not always the same size, which, I mean, it's the same thing with like the deco mesh at Dollar Tree. It's not always the same size. So I would get 5 just to play it safe. But you only need 2 of the gold, you know, with the gold shamrocks, because we're only going to go on the inside. And I started from the inside. I've already done 2 more of them off camera because you don't need to see that. And I did those from the outside, and I was like, this is so complicated, but go from the inside, work your way out. And all I'm doing is putting down some glue, putting the tinsel on top of it, and then kind of pinching it around it, because y'all know glue doesn't behave that well with metal. This is Gorilla Glue. I wouldn't try to use like your Dollar Tree glue sticks with this because it is metal. So I'm trying to get the tinsel to kind of stick to the tinsel, taking a little Powerade break here so I don't throw up. And I am just going around with this, and this is half of 1, so that gives you like a, you know, a size. And I'm just going to tuck this little extra piece in the back. You can cut it off if you want. I just tucked it back there because the tinsel just barely covers the frame. Like, I mean, you could go in and wrap this some kind of other way, but then you wouldn't have a super cheap shamrock frame when you're done. So now this is a full piece of the green that's been wrapped around itself. So it goes from 9 feet to like 4.5 feet. And I'm doing this the exact same way. In this one, the middle piece is actually the easiest because it's raised up. So you don't risk like gluing it to your table, and you don't have to hold it up in the air to do it. And the glue does dry pretty quickly on here because it is metal, so it's kind of like a heat sink. I wonder how long this miso soup has been in my pantry. Okay, so when I get to the end of the middle rung, I'm just going to go right onto the outside rung. And like I said, one of these, when I was doing them the other way, one of these was enough to go all the way around the outside rung and more than halfway around the inside, the middle one with the green. When I did this one, I ended up about 4 inches short, did a little surgery, cut some of the gold down, stuffed it in the back, you can't tell. But I you know, obviously I just wish I would have had another one, but I was too sick to leave, and quite frankly, I don't have enough money in my checking account right now to go buy another green thing of tinsel. That's how terrible things are. So this is where my little hole was. I'm just shoving some glue in there, and I'm just gonna stick the extra piece, because you're gonna have extra, no matter what you do, you're gonna have extra of the gold shamrocks on there. So I just stuck that in there, filled it out a little bit, you can't even tell. And even if you can tell, I'm going to put this one in the middle with the other 2 butting up against it, so you really won't be able to tell. So this is the other 2 done. All 3. So that's $3 for the hearts, $5 for the green tinsel, and $2 for the gold tinsel. I'm calling it gold, but the shamrocks are gold. And now I'm taking some cable ties, and where you want to stop with this is up to you. I'm just going to show you what I did. I am going first on the left and right, where the 2 points are touching each other, zip tying those together. Not so tight that they're like overlapping, but tight enough so where they're touching. And you don't have to worry about these showing because there's so much texture on the front, doesn't matter. Now I'm taking the top point, tying it to where I have the 2 bottom points connected. And up here, there's that brace, cross brace, right where it starts to come into the V. You're gonna go under one of them and on the top of the other one from wreath to wreath. Doesn't matter if you do the top first and the bottom, or the bottom first and the top, as long as you're pulling up against that brace, because that's gonna allow you to get it a little bit snugger. Snugger, a word? More snug? So yeah, so this is with the 3 ties, and I mean, how long are you keeping up your wreath for, you know? You could probably get away with this, but I'm gonna add some more. This is the second cross brace before the point, going underneath one, going underneath the middle one, coming out above the one on the left. Tying that down, getting it as tight as I can, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to keep picking up to show you how, like, it's still kind of wobbly, but, I mean, it's not like you're using it to bear the weight of a wall, you know, it's gone on your door. So now I'm just kind of going through and, like, I know that it's kind of wobbly and it's kind of bending right here, so I'm going to just zip tie these 2 together. See if that helps. It helped a little bit. And obviously the more you add, the more secure it's going to be, but you eventually reach a point of diminishing returns here, you know? So now I'm tightening everything. And it feels good. You could stop here, absolutely, be done with it. You know I'm not. I'm adding 2 zip ties together so I can go from the left all the way to the right, but I'm going through the middle ring, I think, because see, you can see it stretched across there, and this added a lot of security to it. So clip, 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 and flip. Shake out all your little pieces that are on there, and this is the right side now. And it's still bending in, so what I want to do to correct that is to put some ties on the front, and you can put 1,000 of them in the middle right here, not right here, but in the part where the stem would be, because we're going to cover that up with a bow. But I'm just pulling these together. Is anybody counting how many zip ties this has been? I bought a pack of 60. So still that bottom part is kind of wobbly. I'm going to go through, and I'm still securing through the braces, the cross braces here, just because it gives it a little bit more to grip on than just those 2 thin pieces of metal. I really should have demoed this when there wasn't any tinsel on here. And if you have a big enough workspace, by all means, put the whole wreath together first and then cover it with the tinsel. But I wasn't going to be flipping this whole thing around. And now this piece is going point to point, and I pulled it a little too tight, so it kind of came up. So all I did was bend it back and, you know, bend it back down to get it flat. I think at one point I even make a pyramid. There we go. But yeah, say I'm holding it with one hand and staying straight, that's good enough for me. Putting a little glue there because that zip tie was a little tight and it looked like a little suspicious. Now I'm going to make a bow, not showing you this. It's 6-inch loops, then it's 5-inch loops, then it's 4-inch loops with a little loop in the middle. This is Michael's ribbon from Christmas. I wanted to add green ribbon to it, but you know, there's some kind of embargo on green ribbon. Can't find it anywhere still. Couldn't find any at Christmas, can't find any now. Don't know what's going on. So this is 6-inch loops, and my tails are about 16 inches. Pulling these up, pulling those down. This is from Walmart, like, I don't even know how many years ago. I must have bought it for one of my Christmas trees and didn't use it because it's pretty much a whole roll. These are 5 inches, and I think I just do 4. Does anybody else who has the Easy Bow Maker think the spool holder is just stupid? I mean, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if I have it on there the wrong way, but it's more trouble than it's worth. So tails down, loops up. This last one, also from Michael's, I got it in my grab bag. It's like a, maybe, I don't even think it's 3/4 of an inch, might be like a 1/2 inch. I'm doing 2 4-inch loops on each side, so we went to 6 to 5 to 4. And then I made just a little loop that's maybe 2 inches in the middle. So my tails for that glittery ribbon are coming out both sides, but you know, we're gonna pull and fluff and fold and throw it in the dryer. Spray it with Downy Wrinkle Release. Putting my pipe cleaner through the back. And now I'm just pulling, making sure everything's where it needs to be. One of those loops is a little long, so I just kind of pulled it back into shape. Which you can do before you completely tighten down the cable tie. That's why I don't like to tighten it all the way. I really wanted some rainbow ribbon for this too, because every time I think of Shamrocks and St. Patrick's Day and leprechauns, I always think of rainbows, but no rainbow ribbon either. So I'm pushing these through there. They're going through the left and right points of the hearts. Just gonna get them on there, clip it off. And I'm only going to cut these on a slant, the smaller ribbon, because it doesn't make sense to dovetail it, and I'm going to dovetail everything else. And the glitter streamers' tails are a little bit shorter than the other ones. I'm getting those where I want them to be. In the process of putting this together, you know, putting the tinsel on one of the wreaths and then putting the whole thing together, making the bow, it took me about 48 minutes. I didn't realize that it had been that long until I was editing, and I was like, oh wow, this took a long time. But, you know, the other 2 wreaths, I don't know how long they took because I was just doing them while I was sitting in my office, you know, watching Netflix or whatever. So you can do all the wreaths, put them together, and then put the tinsel on, whatever you want to do. So yeah, I mean, it's on there, it's pretty sturdy, and this thing's big. It fit on my, like, I don't know how big a standard size door is, but I don't have, like, extra large doors or extra small doors. They're just, like, regular doors. It fit on there, but it's a big statement piece. You know, you really gotta be into St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought it was a fun way to use the heart wreath forms, and you know, I wanted to do something for St. Patrick's Day, because just because I don't have a big deal with it doesn't mean anybody else does. So comment, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye bye.